Welcome back. Now, yesterday, a 14-year-old president was elected in an exercise that I think we should all learn from. Rukia Abdullahi is the president of the National Children's Government after emerging a winner in a presidential race held yesterday at Nairobi Primary School. Now, she will be leading a 10-member cabinet elected by 470 pupils drawn from primary schools across the country during the second annual Children's Government Conference. Of course, in studio, they're here with us. But before we get to talk to them and find out what their plan is, let's look at Jeremiah Wakaya's story. He covered the elections yesterday and filed the following report.
They say democracy is the rule of the people, by the people, and for the people. For primary school pupils attending the second annual Children's Government Conference, this statement is now a reality. At the end of a 5-day leadership mentorship program, pupils drawn from all the 47 counties queuing to elect their representatives, a process seeking to put in place a model of children's government now being effected for the second year in a row.
We had one last year. The term is now ending. In fact, those who were elected last year are now in high school. And so we are electing new leaders today so that they proceed on with the remaining days in the year. We have 10 leaders which are supposed to be elected at all levels. We have the president, the deputy president, we have the speaker, the deputy speaker, we have the cabinet secretary for ICT and external relations, cabinet secretary for education, for sports, for welfare and special needs, and for peace and reconciliation.
Akin the national elections in the country, the contestants had an opportunity to reach out to the electorate in a scramble for the votes that each of them needed so dearly to ascend to power.
If you put me in office, I assure you that you will have a functioning government. You'll have a what? A functioning government.
I can change Kenya, but I can only change Kenya through your vote. The change of Kenya is in you.
I'm promising that I'll go to various counties and see parents and teachers and tell them that this young generation is built by them. Charity begins at home, as we all know.
Every county had 10 delegates who nominated 2 candidates for each of the 10 available positions. The nominated pupils then faced off at the ballot. The focus is now on those elected in different portfolios to deliver on their promises. Jeremiah Wakaya, Power Breakfast News.
Thank you, Jeremiah, for that. And in studio, I'm very happy to be with the winners. Should I call you winners? Yes. Congratulations, all of you. And we'll start with the president, Rukia Abdullahi. Thank you very much. Then there's Clinton Chase. And tell us, you're the cabinet secretary for?
Justice, Peace and Cohesion.
Justice, Peace and Cohesion. And then we have Grace Dabalen. She's the cabinet secretary for welfare and special needs, all the way from Isiolo County. Then right there we have Miss El-Sheba Kayeri. She's the Nairobi coordinator. And of course, Susan Musetti, who is here to help Grace communicate with us. Thank you so much for all of you coming. And I'll start with you, Miss Kayeri. We've just had that the National Children's Government came into force 2 years ago. Yes. I think the next question is why?
Thank you very much, Kirigo. The Children's Government came into place because, one, we want to uphold the rights of the children. Number 2, we want to align our children's government to the Constitution of Kenya. And number 3, we are looking at those areas in the Constitution, the national values. We feel that these children should be given character building. They should be given leadership skills. So we're looking at leadership and integrity. Unless these children come up knowing what we expect, we will continue having leaders who do not have leadership skills and integrity. And because we want the children in the 2030 vision.
Many will say that, fine, we want to have, future leaders born today.
Yes.
But is politics the direction that we should try and get them into?
Aligning them to the Constitution of Kenya, we get them to the schools and give them a structure that will help the administration at school. And when they are campaigning, theirs is, what do we want as children? What kind of schools do we want? What do people feel about us? Remember, there are 4 areas where these children need to have in the Constitution. Their survival needs. They need to participate. How are they going to participate? How are they going to get to the leaders? Maybe at sub-county, county, and national. So we encourage the children to voice out, to be the voice of the other children who are voiceless in the country. Yeah.
And then what is the age group of the people, of the children, sorry, who participate in these elections, who are part and parcel of the National Children's Government?
The structure is from school level. So all school children in the school, starting with preschool, have leaders.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
All
up
through
to standard 8.
Uh-huh.
So it is between 6 years to 13 years and above.
Okay.
Yes.
So it focuses on primary school.
Primary school.
But then what happens when they leave primary school and, you know, go into secondary school? Is there, I don't know that, call it a succession plan once they get into secondary school?
What we did with the last year's leaders, we wrote letters to the schools they went to, and they were recognized.
Okay.
And some of them started being leaders just in Form 1. Yeah, like at the president.
All right.
Yes.
Let me come and now talk to our winners, our excellencies. Rukia, you're the president. Congratulations. How does it feel?
I'm really happy.
You're very happy?
Yeah.
And I think the first question is, what pushed you to go for this seat?
At first, I was a class monitor.
You were a class monitor?
Yeah.
Speak louder just a bit.
I was a class monitor, and then our school started about the election. It was introduced to our school, and then I vied for the Cabinet Secretary for Education. I got it, and then we continued up to the national level. The other year, I got the presidency. So I was at the Cabinet Secretary for Education. I said, education, if I become the president, it will be more easier for me to build the education sector than being the Cabinet Secretary for Education. So I vied for it, and then I got more votes, and then now I came to the national level, and we participated. I became the president.
Okay. How many ministries do you have?
We have 10.
10.
I mean 6.
6.
Yeah.
So making it 12.
We are 6.
Oh, sorry, 6 ministries.
Yeah.
Oh, you have 6 ministries.
Yeah.
Okay. You said something very interesting. You were the CS for education,
Yeah.
and then you thought being president would make it easier
Yeah.
to advocate for
The children's
children's education.
Yeah.
Is that true? I thought being a CS, when, you know, education, that's your focus. That's what you focus on.
I said I could be the cabinet secretary, but if I become the president, I will appoint. There will be another person for the in charge of education, and I'll support that person.
Okay. How long is your term?
Only 1 year.
Just 1 year.
Yeah. Next
And-
year, I'll go from Form 1.
Next year you go into high school. So
Yeah.
okay. Education is one of the things on your agenda. What else do you have on your agenda?
And my agenda, finishing child marriage.
Ending child marriage.
Yeah.
That's a big, big challenge
Yeah.
for you.
If you go to the rural areas like the Samburu, Turkana, even some parts of, let's say, Wajir, Mandera, Garissa, it really destroys the children's education.
Okay.
So as a team, we want to fight it,
You want to fight it.
and it is our theme today.
Okay. All right. I'll come back to you, Ms. Hairi, and ask you. She has very, very interesting pointers. She wants to, you know, improve the quality of education for children. She wants to end child marriage, but then she's only president for a year.
Yeah.
Chances are she will start working on projects. What happens when she leaves?
Now, that's why we are encouraging the whole school to elect. By the way, our youngest deputy president is from Standard 5. Now we want continuity. We want children to come in.
Okay.
It's not only standard 8, it's not 7.
Okay.
So we want continuity.
Okay.
But because she has the chance, we will give her that chance, an opportunity. And whatever she does, she will continue, it will be continued by those who will come in. So handing over will be done today so that they will also be given the areas that were to be covered and maybe never were covered.
Yes.
And they will have theirs for this year.
Okay.
So it is a continuity.
It's a continuous process.
Yes.
All right, I'll come to you, Clinton, and maybe you can tell us what position you're in.
Okay, I'm the Cabinet Secretary for Justice, Peace and Cohesion.
That's a very big docket. What class are you in?
I'm in Standard 8.
Standard 8. What's your plan? Peace, cohesion, and
Justice.
justice.
Yes. So I believe in fair trial to everyone. So if we have a just place, I believe there will be peace. And when we have that peace, there will be that togetherness. So that brings the cohesion.
How do you plan to implement that?
Okay, I'm the national leader. We have the county leaders. So I believe we are gonna cooperate because we can't stand on just a house can't just stand on one pillar.
True.
It has to got other pillars.
True.
So with the help of the other leaders in the other counties, I believe we are gonna make changes.
Okay. Do you think you have a role to play when it comes to discussing matters of national importance? Do you think you have a role as the cabinet secretary? Do you think you can be able to come up with solutions for peace, justice, and cohesion in the country that we can table in front to our big government, to our adult government?
Yeah, peace is affecting everyone, including the children. So I believe the national government should involve us, the children, to participate in things such, because we also have participational rights. So I think the best thing the government should do is to help us, and we should also be taking hands in participating in the such conferences or such matters dealing with peace, so that because peace, it affects everyone, not only the adults, not only the children, but everyone. So I believe that the governments should also engage the children's government in solving matters as such.
Okay. What's the difference between your government, and anyone can respond to this, your government and the adult government?
No, our government links the children and the school administration. We air out the views of the other children out there. We represent the voiceless children out there. That voiceless child who is taking part in child labor, child abuse, sexual abuse, being harassed, being abused, discriminated, we air out their voices.
But then someone could say, then what's the job of a prefect?
Yes?
What's the job of a prefect?
I believe we don't have prefects nowadays.
You don't have prefects nowadays.
So we have the class secretaries.
Yes.
So the job of the class secretaries is to maintain that order in the class and to air out the views of the class members. So we are just like the prefects. Yeah.
Okay. And we have Grace here who is the CS of special needs. And I'd want to know what your agenda is. What are you pushing for now that you were elected in the National Children's Government?
I want to help the disabled children to make sure they have a good place, ramps, where they can walk freely without any problem.
That's your job.
I also want to make sure the deaf are assisted with hearing aids. And also a library where the disabled children can be able to sit without walking and can be able to read in a safe place.
An expensive venture that is. Where do you expect to get your funds from? You want to build a library, you want to buy hearing aids, you want to make schools more accessible. Where do you expect to get your funds from?
I will talk with the national government.
The national government. I hope they're listening and I hope they're watching. Let's come back to you, Ms. Hayeri. Last year, in a span of 3 hours, these young people were able to come up with 4,000 ideas. you know, saying what they want changed, what they want to see happen in society. And I just want to know how many of those have been implemented.
One, participation. They were taken to Parliament, they were recognized, and one, at school level, they are going to be members of Board of Management. They will air out their views through Board of Management by one of them being a member.
Okay.
So that is good for them enough so that they can air out their views. And as policy implementers, us as head teachers, we are able to push the agenda for the children up to the national level. And I believe it is very important for that. The Patricia, who was the visually impaired, had asked for a braille, and I think the deputy president delivered, and that was really good for us. The ICT cabinet secretary asked for a website. We are having a children's website. They can post their ideas, and they can tell out from every part of the country what they feel and what they want discussed at any level. So we're really grateful that they did it. Child-friendly schools. Most of our schools are becoming child-friendly. And in that, like we have this issue of caning, yeah? The children are able to discuss, resolve their issues so that the cane is not used. There's a lot of consultation between the children and the teachers. So once the school is child-friendly, and they're doing it at school level, county level, sub-county level, it's becoming very good for most of them, and they're enjoying going to school. Yes.
Now, those are some of the successes you have, you know, encountered with the National Children's Government. You're the Nairobi coordinator. I'd want to know, you know, some of the challenges then as well you encounter as you go your day-to-day activities.
Some of the challenges are the children really, they are thirsty for their issues to be addressed, and it is not really very easy to get them all at the national level. So that link is very important, that the children's voices are heard and they are taken to the national government where policies are made so that they come down to a school level, that the children feel they are happy. We look at the laptop issue. They really are waiting eagerly, and they are really happy. It takes long for the government to implement some things, but we appreciate that after some time we are going to get the laptop, and they are really happy about that. So we're also wanting the children to learn that there are challenges, and that's why we're bringing them on board to accept that there are challenges, and they can take a span of time, but later they will be addressed. And as leaders, they should be patient. These kind of values we are initiating in them. We are putting in them. Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'd want to know, you know, all our president and our CSs, and I'll start with you, Grace. Do you see yourself going into politics later on in life, when you're older, when you're done with school?
Yeah, she wants to join politics.
Yeah, you want to join politics? What about you, Clinton?
Checking on that, I think yes. Because I believe if I'm capable of hearing the voice of the children right now, when I grow up, I can be able to air out the views of the people of Kenya.
Oh, nice. And what about you, Rukia?
I really believe in myself. I can get into politics, and I believe that I'll be a leader and support my people. If I'm supporting now young children, I believe that I'll raise the voice of my people.
You'll raise the voice of your people.
Yeah.
All right. It's very interesting. We have very passionate young children who are willing to, you know, make changes, and they want to see changes in their schools, and we're really grateful for you. And you know, we're grateful for you. And you came with your other members.
Yes.
And I'd like to introduce them to the rest of our viewers. So we can start with the girl there. You'll just come walk in, and then you'll tell us your name and what you do and what your new post is.
I am Cecily Kadom. Kanidi.
Hold the mic properly, sorry.
Currently, I'm the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Speaker of the National Assembly. Tell us what your job entails.
Yes, I will ensure that we get quality debates. Also, I'll ensure that the rights of the honorable members are put into practice. Also, listen to the voices of my voiceless children out there.
Okay, all right, congratulations. Next.
My name is Asla Achieng, the Cabinet Secretary for Education. My docket as a Cabinet Secretary for Education entails working hard for the quality education given to every pupil in Kenya. The lives of children in Kenya should be well-lived, purpose-fulfilled, and potentially maximized in order to bring on board the young leaders in Kenya that are going on to change Kenya. We must abolish tribalism in our schools, nepotism, racism, and all the negative zooms that exist in our nation. On top of that, I might add that all the children in Kenya will be represented by the children's government that were voted in just yesterday. This body will ensure that all the pupils are well represented in the nation. Thank you.
All right then. Next.
My name is Faith Kaleche. I'm responsible for the docket, Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Health and Sanitation. I'm from Nairobi County, and as I was voted yesterday, my manifesto was that to ensure environment, health and sanitation is highly practiced in our schools that are in Kenya, and also ensure that our environment is conducive for learning purposes. Thank you.
All right, Kaleche, before you go, you say you want your learning environment to be conducive. How do you plan to do that?
I plan to plant more trees in our schools so that we can provide fresh air and also encourage the students to participate in national and international events related to environment conservation, health and sanitation.
Okay, all right, thank you. Next.
My name is Elijah Light, the current Cabinet Secretary of ICT, Kenya now. My docket, as I said yesterday, I must ensure that every school has electricity. If our children of today participated in exchange programs outside our counties, this generation would have marked a revolution in the use of technology. I was elected to ensure that every child in every school in Kenya participates in exchange programs. And this generation of today will mark a revolution in the use of technology. As you very well know, we live in sub-Saharan Africa, where the sun shines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I will advocate for solar panels, which will not only ensure there is electricity in our schools, but also fully reliable electricity. Those are only some of my manifestos, and more will come later.
How do you plan to enact that solar panel project? Where are you going to get money from?
Through my efforts and the power of the national government, I will talk to them and I'll know if they'll be able to provide the funds, which they will.
Which they will.
Yes.
I like that. All right, then next.
My name is Brande Leko. I'm the Cabinet Secretary for Sports and Culture in Nation. And my docket is to ensure all schools have games equipment. Secondly, I will consult with the children government, cabinet secretaries, to ensure all schools in their counties have start drama and music clubs to enable people practicing their talents. Those are few of those I'm going to do.
Okay. There are those people who will object to that. You know, there are many people who say drama is not important, music is not important, sports is not important. What are you going to do to ensure that your plan is effected?
If they're going to say my sports is not important, I'll tell them to encourage more for education.
Okay. All right then. Thank you very much. Next. Yeah. You want to add something on what he said before we introduce the next person? Please go ahead.
Okay, just on what you said about drama clubs, some people say they are not important. I believe everyone has got a talent. Therefore, not everyone is good in indoor activities. So drama clubs are part of the outdoor activities, drama clubs and sports. So it's not like everyone doesn't believe in that, but some of them do believe in that. So the main reason as why we have the drama clubs and the sports club is to help those not good in indoor activities, but good in outdoor activities.
Okay, okay. All right then. Yes.
I'm Bill Kinaro, the current Deputy Speaker of the country, and I'm going to ensure that I'll deputize the Speaker when she's not there. I'm going to attend meetings arranged by the children's government and the school administration. I will also ensure rehabilitation centers are there for the street children and the orphans, because they also have leadership in them, but they're not able to express it. But through me, I'm going to make it. Thank you.
But then I'm scared for you. What if these other people decide to bully you because you have such a soft voice? How are you going to, you know, control them?
Okay, size doesn't matter.
Size doesn't matter.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. All right then. Next person.
My name is Geoffrey Odongo, the Deputy President of the Children's Government in Kenya. First, I'll make sure that all the children are not abused by visiting by educating parents on the importance of what children are. Children are great people who are needed in the community. They are the next generation. And I, as the Deputy President of Kenya, I'll speak out for them and make sure that their voices are heard. The next thing I'm going to do is that I'll work hand with His Excellency Mr. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and advocate for buses in each of the public schools in Kenya, because most of the public schools in Kenya don't have school buses, and that hence most of the times when they are going to places, they use most of the money in transport. Those are some of my manifesto, and more will come. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Vice President. Is there anyone who I've left behind there? You've all come? All right, thank you very much. And very, very good projects I'm hearing about, big projects that you guys want to undertake. I can only wish you the best. Seriously, I can only wish them. Yes, please.
We really want to appreciate that there are some sponsors who have made it so that these children can participate in what we are doing today. Number one, we have, you know, KEPSHA, the Kenya Primary Schools Head Teachers Association.
Yes.
There's the teachers who implement all these policies that come to the ground. I want, through the KEPSHA representative here, to appreciate all the teachers and all the schools for what they are doing on the ground. Number two, we have some donors. UNICEF. UNICEF is really, you know, they really like children. And
has been on the forefront of pushing for children's rights worldwide. Yes.
We want to appreciate their support. Every year, every time, they are running to our schools so that we can do several things that are able to help children learn well in schools. And we have the government of the Canadian government, that they were able to give the funds that have brought all these children from wherever they have come from.
About 370 children,
yes,
right?
Yes, 370 children, giving them transport, boarding, accommodation, and whatever they have done. And we cannot forget to thank you. This is our second time coming here.
You're welcome.
And one of the areas that the children, the deaf, asked that you give somebody who can do the sign language. Like now you are talking, we are talking here, they are very happy wherever they are because there's somebody who is interpreting.
Yes.
So we'd request that you give at least somebody in your media, in Citizen, because you are really supporting us.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Well, we are coming to the end of the show. Thank you guys so much for coming this morning. We have really enjoyed speaking to you and getting to know much more about you. I'm really impressed by the work you're doing. And like I said, I wish you all the best as you embark on this journey, a tough journey. You have a short time, a year, and hopefully I'll be able to bump into you guys next year and you'll be able to tell me what you've been able to do and what you've not been able to do. But hopefully you will achieve 3/4 of what you've set out to do. Yeah? All right. Thank you very much. We're coming to the end of the Power Breakfast Show this morning. Thank you very much for joining us. On behalf of everyone who makes this show a success, I want to wish you a fantastic day, a beautiful day. And of course, we will take you to the other studio where we close it with beautiful music from Willsmack Band. Enjoy.